talk about producing effortless speed. This is something that obviously every golfer wants to be able to do. I'm going to put emphasis in this video a lot on what the body should be doing. But first of all, what I don't want to lose sight of is that your arms do need to move. Okay, so in the backswing position, my arms are going to lift up, and in the downswing, my arms are going to pull down. And that's one of the biggest misconceptions that I see with most golfers, is that they don't allow their arms to lift up and down. So as I'm hitting a couple of shots here, take the club back, I turn, I lift my arms up, and then as soon as I start my downswing, I'm equally bringing my arms down, and that helps me bring the club nicely down on towards the plane line as I swing through. But how do you get effortless distance? Well, I produced a video the other day, which quite a lot of you seem to like, where I talked about the retraction of the left side. Because there's a lot of talk about vertical ground force and using the ground. And what I tend to see is people that kind of, like I say, reach out for help. They're trying to do things like this, you know, squashing in towards the floor. But what you're not doing is you're not actually retracting. And what I mean by that is quite a typical amateur golf position is something that looks like this. Okay. Now, the problem we've got here is if you look at where my lead shoulder is, if that's as far as it kind of goes back, then that's about as much speed with an arm pull that I'm going to be able to generate. See, the difference is if I move my left shoulder back and behind me, can you see how much more speed I can start to generate by the sound of the whip here, by allowing that lead shoulder to move back? So what we want to do first and foremost is we want to make sure in the backswing position that you get a nice rotation whilst keeping your head still. And as you start the downswing, I would personally encourage you to make sure your upper body moves progressively over towards your lead side with your lower body initially, like so, okay? Especially if you're going to start trying to generate a bit more whip. You want to make sure your upper body's covering that ball, because if you end up sort of trying to whip it too soon and you get caught behind it, then you're going to have a bit of a problem. So we go up towards the top, keep the head still, rotate. First move, get the upper body moving nicely over towards the lead side, and then come back and throw. Now, the reason why a rope trainer is a really useful device for this is because you can start to work on the sequence. So you can see the way I go back, turn my chest, propel, and extend back, right? Turn back, turn my chest, and then come back. And what you can then start to do is you can start to get the feeling of letting it hit you on the back and then moving, as you can see here, where my chest moves progressively down over towards my left side and then retracts back and behind me, like this. Okay, now another good drill that I do a lot with my students, which helps them get the feeling for these same sort of positions, and if you imagine I was going to swing towards you guys, is to use a bucket. Okay, and what you're going to do with the bucket is you're going to position an alignment stick in it, something like so will do, right? And if you imagine I was hitting towards you guys, what we want to do is I want to get this feeling of retracting this left side out the way, okay, but I still need to make sure that I'm swinging on plane. So like I say, what we don't want to do is start retracting this left side out the way, and then I end up swinging too much to the right of you. So that first move of that chest moving down over your lead leg, that's creating this capability for me to then pull the left side out of the way. You see the way that my hands can move very much to the side of my body whilst generating speed. And I think if you can blend those skills together, okay, you get that nice rotation in the backswing. You get that nice feeling of getting that chest moving over your lead leg in the start of the downswing, and then you rotate through. So you keep your hands moving on that swing plane with that feeling of up and back behind you. You're going to be massively onto a winner. I'll see you soon.